So, so, must be a new thing for today. So, I just noticed it. Said it at least, 10 times, probably. So, I'm still crying and drowning in my snot. Where did I even put that handkerchief? Oh, duh. God bless. Thanks again, Mrs. Razor. Honestly. So, and this is exactly why they do the drugs they do. Not Kim Razor doing drugs. Them telling patients, you need these medications forever. People probably think, well, you don't give many details to all these accusations. Well, I don't give details yet. It's not because I need time to come up with some story. It's because, well, obvious reasons. But I am going to go into the canine one, because it happened more than once. And the one I'm going to tell you about did involve the Wesleyan Church, one of their narcotics parishioners. Them doing one of their, episode things with conversion reparative therapy. To my knowledge, Nan and Bill weren't present in the situation or the room or whatever you would call it, because a lot of those places had like conference rooms or mess halls and stuff. I was there at whatever camp with Nan and Bill. Hell, who else would I have been there with? Only for them to do one of their blackout episodes. Oh no, you're crazy. You black out when you're angry. No, No. I've blacked out on drugs accidentally. I've blacked out on alcohol. I've blacked out in severe pain. I don't black out when I get mad. I like to be able to remember things, even though I play so dumb. I came to with that big thing of a dog basically being yanked out of me, like popping. I'm not quite sure if it was at the Mason County camp or if it was in another one that they were going to when I was younger, just like Ruggles. They didn't go there regularly. They went there when we were younger. And then Brother Music and Bill Kelly had their own little revival thing there a couple of years. It's very hard to describe your assailant when you're, loss of consciousness. Smell and hearing are the two senses that heighten during that time. So if I smell your cologne and I stop to say something, hello? Just like a man's crotch. I know that's kind of perverse and a little bit out there. You can identify men by the smell of their crotch normally. If not the soap or body wash they use, then just their natural male aroma. So Mr. Boggs and being put through college for criminal justice at Kentucky Wesleyan doesn't surprise me a bit. I'm not saying he didn't pay for it, but normally the religious universities are a little more accepting certain things and better at financial aid than public institutions. Just depending on who you are. Nan and Bill were donors. Mr. Horde, there's one of the state troopers. Mr. Horde, how do you even know Patrick Boggs? Patrick and Malibu Barbie are old family friends. Malibu Barbie. Well, now you all understand why they tried to keep everything under wraps and, hand spank me behind closed doors and appease me in little itty-bitty ways. You need a little extra cash? I need somebody to clean my floors. Well, I can come up there and clean. All you needed to do was ask, and you don't have to pay me. It's not like we're that poor. Believe it or not, I did enjoy spending time with Debbie and Donald. And not for the big titty bitch porn and all that other weird shit. Donald always had interesting stories, especially about cases he could talk about. And Debbie. Honestly, I would have rather been around Richard Collins than Bonnie, but she might have gotten jealous. I remember walking into their house one night. Let her cry about it, and let David cry about it. Nobody needs to know that. It's hilarious. All men do it. They always left their fucking house unlocked in the middle of town. After Richard died, I said, I'm putting new locks on these doors with an electronic thing because of how you've been talking. I'm worried about you. I don't want to break into your house, but this electronic thing, Debbie can have the code to it, and that way if somebody needs to come out and check on you, they can. Oh, but before he died, I went out there one night. I don't even know what for. Probably just to visit and see him. I tried to check in, Bonnie's always been a bitch, and so have I. That's why we always butted heads. Richard Collins was under the kitchen table. I stopped after opening the door and seeing him, and I was like, bang, 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 hello? Hi, how are you tonight? Oh. I can be a really hateful bitch when I need to be. If Bonnie and Debbie think that they're bitching, or Donna and Tammy, and their bitching is anything, they don't know shit. Sassy, Luscious, and Maybelline, they don't know anything either. What about John Van Meter? He campaigned at Orangeburg one year too, but I do believe that was the year before the federally illegal substances. I could be mistaken. Maybe it was 2 years. Still as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as ever. No offense to the people who are pretty much blind. I wear glasses. But the people who are pretty much blind, when they put their contacts in, they look like morphine addicts. My eyes look a lot different when I can see without my glasses on, don't they? Right now, it's like, what? Mine's mainly nystagmus. This eye, the one the BB went in, it caused, I guess, nerve damage. It sits and twitches all the goddamn time. So they make that lens special somehow. I don't know what they do to it. A cylinder or something. I don't know what the hell they do to the left lens. But it works. You cost us? Did I really? I do believe Governor Bashir should go right on ahead and sign that executive order and be done with it and move on to more important things, like conversion reparative therapy. The legislators are stalling on that one too, because guess what? They don't want it outlawed. They'll sit and cry and claim that, unruly children. Well, first of all, they'll claim, that doesn't happen nowadays. Yeah, it does. Cops, especially, with mental health medical facilities covering for them. Then they'll cry, well, unruly children, sometimes you have to do... No, So, whatever. I gave up. I'm not proud of it. But at the same time, I have no regrets. They made it quite clear what they wanted to happen. And I wonder why. Bobby Gollenstein's penis, Stocky's dick, the Waltons and big titty bitch porn too. Not to mention Kim Razor's family. And that's just in that area. Whatever. I gave up. I'm not proud of it, but at the same time, I have no regrets whatsoever. The hell if I'm going to put up with their bullshit. We believe. I know exactly what you people believe. I know exactly what you believe. It's sickening. You see me able to get up and walk around the neighborhood and sit and file reports and do legal paperwork to the letter. That an administrative law judge says, if you can do this, you can find something to do. Let me know the next time you're hiring an AA. For me, the neuropsychiatric portion is just as disabling as the physical, mainly because of the Tourette's. Even though it's protected in the workplace, I shouldn't have to have that constant, it's not humiliation, that constant crushing of losing a job just because of my health care, even though I'd have every right to sue them. That's a waste of fucking time, too. The people I wanted to sue threatened to kill me. Like with Teleperformance USA, me notating that in my personnel file, as well as having an accommodation, I could have sued the hell out of them for firing me because of Tourette's. But did I? No, it's a waste of time. I did get pissed when they called bitching they didn't get their equipment returned. It's funny, they have to approve past employees' reviews on Indeed. I'm surprised they approved mine. I was very just blunt and to the point. They fired me due to my mental health. Their systems were so shit anyway. Honestly, I did that. I call it my Don Gentry shoot now. Before Don Gentry was even being reviewed. It fits perfectly, though, doesn't it? My chambers now. Wow. I thought there was something to it. No, I'm not that out there. Pilots fall asleep at the shift thing all the time, don't they? Oh, well. Coercion and entrapment are horrible things. For starters, they need to create federal legislation that law enforcement officials shall not be allowed to lie to children. That's absolutely sickening. What is the point of it? In my circumstances and cases, I was raped. There is no point in lying to children. It's sickening. You can listen to law enforcement bitch and complain about chokeholds and them being necessary sometimes. But there is absolutely zero point in lying to children so that when they finally do try to come forward with their story, they're caught in that one little lie. Lying to us is a felony. Automatically. You people are sick. That is sickening. Absolutely sickening. So as I said, Robert I. Gollenstein, the rig gig. Bobby G. So, did I show you? I don't think I posted it on this one. So, Bobby Gollenstein, the Honorable Judge Gollenstein. Bobby G. You know, Bobby is what? Cannabis laced with cocaine? Look what cute little symbolic message we got a long time ago. See the pretty Christmas tree covered in the pretty jewels and all the snowflakes on the outside of it? Isn't that just such a cute little message? As if I didn't fucking know. So you know what I gave them in return? A crystal lotus. A real crystal lotus. Oh well, you know. They like to be bitches, and so do I sometimes. And that came straight from Foxwood, Wood, and Estel and their associates. So you all contact Deborah Wood and ask her for a photo of that crystal lotus. And the meth running in that goddamn area. I can wait until afternoon tea time. Like I said, Donald, poison alcohol and laced drug products to those who had wronged them. Ask Tracy about it. One drink of that homemade Southern house wine and... Dummy. Tracy's one of the ones who threw the biggest fit about that video voyeurism porn. Dumb enough to drink liquor made by him. From my recollection of it, Tracy was one of the ones who threw the biggest fits about it. You're a grown-ass bitch. I was a kid. And to be perfectly honest, I never cared much for Tracy. No offense, she always treated me weird for being gay. Not mean or cruel, but just get away from me. You know, who the fuck are you? Tammy, just a little too, for me. Tina, the real one. Trent. And Billy, let them lie about it. I swear to God, I felt somebody pinch my ass. You know, within the last month or so. It was Billy Werline. Let them lie and say he wouldn't do something like that. And that's what I think heaven is, and angels and spirits. He knew I needed that laugh. I swear to God, I felt somebody pinch my ass. And then Billy Werline flashed through my mind for whatever reason. And it brought me out of a depressive episode. And that's how it works for me. Let the women lie that Billy Werline wouldn't pinch somebody's ass. I liked Billy. He was funny enough in some, odd kind of way. I liked him. Linda was a little too religious for me, or is, rather. Again, thanks, Kim. You should have heard the entirety of that conversation. Nan, about Linda's family. You have to be careful around them. They're different than we are. You know, Linda's family, much more progressive and liberal in religion, short hair and pants. Nan and her skirts and pantyhose. Hair could not be cut short. When she got cancer and had to cut her hair, that almost killed her. That's just how they were, religiously. But it wasn't a cover, if that's what you're thinking. It was just something much different. I don't even know how to describe it. I do remember we were in that 91 Caprice she had that day that she was like, I'm going to sell you to Russia. And I wasn't even doing or saying anything. I think Bill was with us. Just like her always being a smartass. What do you expect me to do? Buy some corgis? I finally figured it out. Just like that story about the Lundergans. I think it was around the time that he got caught in the early 90s for whatever he was fucking doing then. I can't remember. I read about it. I don't remember because I don't really care. Yeah, that Lundergan man. When Frank and I owned the shop, the motorcycles and stuff, he owed us money before he left town. Whether that's true or not, I'll never know. But they were probably associated with them. Man, Nanette's biological father, Frank Bennett. He was a good-looking man. May she be preparing hell for me in heaven just for saying that. And that's one of the reasons I loved her. Like I said, she treated me like I was Betty. Whereas the younger girls were like, Mom, Mom, Mom. Well, if you all believe in reincarnation versus, all of us just being spirits floating around together one day, tormenting and laughing at people, I'm definitely not your mother. Betty was what, 41? Betty was a bad girl, too. Just like that time running Deborah home from, I think Rusty was in the hospital. This Lexus is something Nan would buy. You're crazy. Nan would never own a foreign car. After Frank died, she was a Cadillac woman. You know why that is, and it wasn't cocaine. Well, in case they weren't aware, Cadillacs are apparently white supremacy symbols. I didn't know either. Cocaine and white supremacists. Just depends on who's driving it, apparently. No offense. I like Cadillac myself. And not everyone attributes it to, that stupid division shit. I read a lot. By the time my body finally feels normal again in the upright position, moving, like when I was taking laundry out of the dryer the other day, I got so dizzy I thought I'd fall, and it wasn't intoxication, it was me moving, and not too quickly, just moving. My family has driven me half mad. Oh, I need to let the dogs out. Oh. There was really nothing to do. She would rather everything be washed weekly, like the chair and couch covers. That's ridiculous. That is such a waste of water, especially in this shitty washing machine that you have to put it on deep fill, even. I believe in taking 100 showers a day if you want to, as long as they're not, hour showers. But wasting all that water in a washing machine with stuff that's not even really dirty, no, that's ridiculous. I don't like those front loaders. They hardly have any water in them. They're more efficient. They're faster and they use less water. And in my opinion, honestly, that Samsung set I bought in the Mason County house, the clothes came out cleaner and less damaged, like they do in the top loader that spins them that way. You know how they rip buttons off, or a zipper will catch something and tear it. I noticed a lot less damage to the clothing from front loaders as well. They do have that creepy, disgusting mold issue, but that's why you leave the door open after a load of laundry. Only for somebody to come up behind you and close it. Most people have smaller laundry areas. Ours was in the open basement. I always left the door open so the mold wouldn't form, only for somebody to come up behind me or at a later time and shut it. So mold started forming on it, just like everybody complains about. And there's no way to remove it. Well, I need to let the dogs out. I think I can pause it while I go get the little one. She can normally find her way around when she needs to, but she lays around all day. She's getting older, too. So I carry her outside. I have to set it down while I put her down. Oh, my God. You're a big old girl. Yes, you are. You go potty. There we go. Good baby. A nice day, isn't it? Huh? God. What are you doing? She can find her way back in on her own. Not trying to be mean, she can. But she chooses not to go out during the daytime. She'd rather lay in bed. Oh, good girl. She normally doesn't use the potty both ways during the daytime. She can find her way back in. And she can find her way out at night. We leave the door open normally, which I don't agree with, but Nanette gets mad at me for locking the garage door, entering the house. But that's just a defense coping mechanism. I normally lock a door as soon as I go through it. You know how Dr. Ford has like 2 entrances? Is like, she said it was for her, mind, peace of mind. Well, we had 4. 1 in the front, 2 in the rear, 1 on the first floor, 1 on the second floor, and the basement on a totally different side of the house. It wasn't a paranoia thing. I mean, they threatened to kill us and burn our house down because of my big fucking mouth. Never heard something so fucking ignorant in all my life. If you people depend on your livelihoods from doing something like mass operations of cannabis or something else, and then you're bitching about people on the welfare system, you deserve to have your asses called out. I kind of want another cup of tea, but I shouldn't. I need to drink more water. And I have no clue what we're doing for dinner, and I really don't care. I mean, it's not like there's no food in the house. I don't know. And what in the fuck did I even come in here for? Fuck. Thanks again for the latest round of psych shit. Why in the hell is there a fork on the nightstand? God. That is what will happen if you perjure yourself. Oh! I know all about perjury and coaching people to say exactly what they once said. So I was going to go for another walk, but I'm going to upload this video before I do. What in the hell? What in the hell was I going in that room for? Oh well.